Greetings, everyone. Patrick W. True here. Welcome to my book release, Wake Up Nurturing 6 Basic Focuses for Global Community Living. This book is, of course, a labor of love and born from years of personal trials and frustrations. That said, I hope you find my work thought-provoking and useful. I am releasing this book in my blog space on YouTube, which is Global Community Living, 6 Focuses, and I will be releasing it one chapter at a time. And you can soon download this book from an online store at a nominal cost if you'd like to. This entry is Wake Up Nurturing Introduction Chapter. At the end, I'll have the table of contents for review. Introduction. Can we be good neighbors and survive gracefully as a species? Being a child of the 1950s, I was just another son of a family that was living the typical post-World War II version of American life. We were a family of 6 by 1958 and living the American dream. My dad was a newspaper advertising salesperson. My mom was at home with my 2 brothers, my sister, and me. We, the children, were in school or preparing to go to school. My dad was buying a home for us by 1957. I remember my dad was strict and fostered a strong sense of responsibility in our lives. My mom was nurturing, warm, and very supportive of education and knowledge. Mom and Dad very much loved and had high hopes for all of us children. Both my mom and Dad believed in education and kept our feet to the fire over the years we were in school. My dad believed in duty, honor, respect, knowledge, thoughtfulness, and hard work. My mom additionally believed in community, courtesy, nurturing, and kindness. I remember the awkward times of family disagreements and sibling rivalry. I was the oldest of the children, and much was expected of me by my dad. I was often scolded and punished for not doing enough at home or in school. I was expected to pay attention, think carefully, work hard to get things done and done well. And I also remember the rivalry and squabbles that we, the children, often had. I was somewhat often rude or mean to my brothers and sister. We had a lot of fun also, but I wish I could take back the less loving, self-centered moments. Through my early years, I was puzzled by why my family members and friends were often at odds with each other and often stressed out. Back then, watching the news on the newly developed television box in the mid-1950s, I saw frequent conflict, pain, and anguish near and far from home. This seemed so foolish and harmful to me as a young person, and not a graceful existence for people. I became increasingly curious over the years as to the reasons for this. I found the breadth and depth of the issues and aspects of conflict and pain to be more than daunting. I studied a number of possible causes and various motivations. But the main issue appeared to me to come down to the need to feel secure most of the time, and thus boil down to some level of basic survival. Basic survival seems to underlie everything, and it should. We may forget but we have worked very hard as a species at surviving. It is hard work and demands much of our energies and focus. In some more modern communities, they are blessed to be a bit removed from the nitty-gritty tasks of basic survival. But come a natural disasters such as a flood, a firestorm, or an earthquake, one can quickly find that the basics such as a roof overhead, a good meal, or a familiar bed are no longer there, and for who knows how long. Over history, we have gone from avoiding natural disasters, avoiding being eaten or killed by beasts or nature, or not having enough to eat, to today, avoiding natural disasters, having enough to eat, getting an education, and avoid being a powerless member of society, a scapegoat, or a target of those with power and wealth. We still have serious survival hazards, and many people are harmed or killed every day, even at this very moment, by nature and by our own kind against one another. Is there another way of looking at survival which would let us better address the issues that are so complicated and hard? Could we find sufficient knowledge and wisdom to better address our problems and challenges towards long-term survival? I asked myself this over and over and over again. The solution for our species, as I see it, is for us to immediately begin cultivating a globally agreed upon set of basic focuses for global community living that we can live our daily and minute-to-minute lives by. A set of basic focuses for global community living that gives us an overview of guidelines that will make each and every one of us better, stronger, and happier. Over the course of history, every group of people has developed a working set of localized basic principles which, though not ideal, has allowed them some level of coordination and shared methods which got them through their daily business of surviving and, in many cases, prospering to some relative degree. But surviving and prospering at what level? Surviving and prospering and living more compassionately and more gracefully? What is the key to living better and more gracefully for our whole species and with our home planet and its life? Current knowledge and educational systems are lacking in some areas which are needed to aid us in promoting living better, more gracefully, and obtaining sustainable survival. I believe our knowledge systems can evolve to encompass new paradigms and advances in common sense to bring us closer to a sustainable survival posture. A posture that will be the foundations for accompanying support and logistic systems. A true global wisdom. I believe that it is time to move forward on the study of preparing for and achieving sustainable survival for our entire species. Even more so, I believe that we can only do this with the aid of fresh behaviors that can enable us to begin being positive, strong, nurturing, and wise. I would like to explore a set of basic focuses for global community living that can be used towards promoting positive outcomes, nurturing, and working together as a species, and that let us respect our Earth and Earth systems too. This set of focuses has been compiled and prepared for pondering, evaluating, and exploring for people all over the globe. I hope this set of focuses is widely discussed, considered, and becomes a seed which will lead towards a positive path for developing a more caring, nurturing, and prosperous world for our children and their children for many, many generations to come. It took me many years to develop enough patience and understanding to be more kind to those around me and myself. And I have a number of regrets for my behavior in my early adult life and as a young parent. I would like to think that we can all set an example of a more positive, nurturing focus and behavior for our children and our grandchildren to follow and enjoy, and to help create a future for everyone in our species that we can be proud of. That brings me to the end of the introductory chapter, and I would like to just briefly go over the table of contents of my book, Wake Up Nurturing. The table of contents. Introduction. Can we be good neighbors and survive gracefully? Chapter 1. Dysfunctionality and sustainable survival. Chapter 2. Monumental challenges. Chapter 3. Contemporary focuses. Chapter 4. 6 basic focuses for global community living. Chapter 5. Focus 1. Good attitude. Be positive, be calm, and be truthful. Chapter 6. Focus 2. Good awareness and reasoning. Be attentive, learn, and ponder. Chapter 7, focus number 3, good care of self. Be safe, be healthy, and be body aware. Chapter 8, focus number 4, good contribution. Be self-supporting, help others, and help everyone. Chapter 9, Focus 5, Good Love. Be empathetic, be nurturing, and be compassionate. Chapter 10, Focus number 6, Embracing our connection with all of nature. Chapter 11, Putting it all together. Chapter 12, The New Globe, the wonder of global species empowerment. Chapter 13, Imagining the New You. Chapter 14, The Humane Species. And that is my book, Wake Up Nurturing. I hope that you find this interesting and thought-provoking and useful, and I hope you look forward to the release of Chapter 1 and the following chapters. So until next time, Pat True out.